Finally, back to normalcy. Well, at least some normalcy. I meant to set up the camera, but I've been behind. There's been blizzard over here, so unfortunately I was going to set it up, but who cares? Hopefully with the Horizon Zero Dawn, which is going to be the next review, I'll be able to get things back on track. And really it's because I was prepping for a vacation for my friend's wedding a couple weeks ago. But now it's back to the grind with the second of the Kickstarter quartet that I'll be reviewing. Last year I took a look at Mighty Number 9, now it's Shantae, Half-Genie Hero. And at the current rate, I'll be looking at Ukulele and then Bloodstained, as that one was pushed back to 2018. I think. I don't know. I heard. First off, I want to say that you may see some fluctuating video quality here. You see, I had bought an Elgato HD Pro capture card because it did 60 frames per second, and it was an internal capture card, so it went inside the computer. And after I got back from Florida and actually got to sit down and use it, the Elgato card kept causing my computer to freeze and crash. So I had to return it and went back to my old Hotpodge capture device. I meant to review Horizon Zero Dawn, but because the Elgato was messing up, I lost quite a bit of gameplay and, more importantly, time. So I switched to Shantae, Half-Genie Hero because I knew it would be quicker to review. I ordered an upgraded version of the Hotpodge that I use that does 60 frames per second. The old one does 30. And I got it sooner than expected, so the end of the game was recorded at 60 frames per second, while the beginning 85 or so percent was at 30. I found out about Shantae, Half-Genie Hero shortly after the Mighty Number 9 Kickstarter happened. I found the first game on the Nintendo eShop and had already bought the director's cut of Risky's Revenge on a Humble Bundle sale, and then got Pirate's Curse on a Steam sale just to round out the collection. I think I even got this one on day of release as I bought it on a whim. Half-Genie Hero was crowdfunded on Kickstarter, asking for $400,000 but actually got $800,000 and then topping a $950,000. Originally it was planned to be released in October 2014, but due to additional funding and stretch goals, it got delayed to 2016. I really enjoy these visuals. I've always been a fan of 2D sprites on 3D environments for side-scrolling platformers, ever since Strider 2 in fact. I really like the art style for the game. The sprites are vector-based, so there's no pixelation when they get zoomed in on. The animation is done really well, giving it a cartoony look. The 3D environments look really good too. It shows that Shantae has come a long way from her Game Boy Color origins. The music is really good. It got me really into the game on the first level, which has some singing, but it doesn't happen upon revisiting the stage. The voice acting is done pretty well, although it's kept at a minimum, and I do wish there was more because it is that good. As for the game itself, it's a 2D platformer. You move left or right and jump about. Your main method of attack is using Shantae's ponytail as a whip, which can be upgraded with hair cream and shampoo to whip faster and do more damage. You get magic abilities that can also be upgraded. There's fire, thunder, an orbital pike, and a shield to protect you from damage. But the main gimmick of the Shantae games, with the exception of Pirate's Curse, is that Shantae can transform into animals by dancing. The monkey runs fast, jumps higher, and can climb walls. The crab can go underwater, the elephant dashes through walls, and the bat allows horizontal hovering over large distances. They get upgrades like dashing off a wall, using a claw to cut seaweed, a stomp, and a sonar for dark areas respectively. Then there's the mermaid that allows you to freely swim underwater and can destroy underwater blocks, so it's an upgraded crab, and both forms can shoot up and down waterfalls when the right upgrade is found. The harpy allows you to fly freely in the air and shoot feathers, making it an upgraded bat. The mouse can travel through mazes that are embedded on the walls, and then there's a spider that allows you to grapple onto the ceilings and walk across them. Finally, there's an obliterate dance that does a massive amount of damage to enemies on screen at the cost of magic, a restore dance that replenishes her health, a warp dance to move to the next part of the stage, which you will need, and the ability to transform into a dryad, so this way you could collect oranges. And you will need all of these, and by that I mean you will need them. No exaggeration on that. I really can't put enough emphasis on how much you will need them, because for the majority of the time, you're going to be backtracking through the game's 5 stages a lot. You'll have to get items from people to give to people to get items to complete your quest. For example, I had to collect 5 relics for a guy in a temple in the desert so he could sneeze on me to get me sick, so I could see a doctor in the main hub town to treat me and give me a lollipop, so I could give that lollipop to a wizard in the Mermaid Lagoon area, who would in turn give me a light crystal, who I give to Shantae's uncle for his dynamo back in the main hub town. This game is very much robbing Peter to give to Paul. The game rewards exploration, and you're going to need to do that too, to get certain things like heart containers to increase your health pool, finding upgrades for your transformations, and keys to unlock the concept art gallery. And if you want the good ending, you'll need to go on a fetch quest to get clues to build something, otherwise you get the bad ending. And the story has several small stories in it. The main one is trying to get the dynamo to work so that it wards off evil and pirates so Shantae stops getting fired by the inept mayor. Each level has its own self-contained story as Shantae comes into contact with bad guys from previous games who are up to no good. The story is cute and funny, it's got some depth as it goes into a history of Shantae's mother and the genie realm. It's not like Mighty Number 9 where it tried to evoke the feels and failed. Shantae's story knows what it is and it stays there, making it enjoyable and not forced and contrived. The game is pretty easy for the most part. I don't think I ever got a game over at all. The game throws money at you to upgrade all your abilities and buy lots of health items to keep yourself healed during boss fights. The boss patterns and telegraphs are easy to recognize and remember, but there is a hardcore mode that was recently released if you want a challenge. You can complete the game in about 6 hours. There's only 6 levels, and once you know the order in which you need to get the items, dances, and upgrades, you can complete the game in under 4 hours, and doing that 100% unlocks 1 to 4 pieces of bonus art that's in the first gallery. There's DLC coming for the game which adds more playable characters, and I'm really looking forward to playing as Risky Boots. According to sources, she's supposed to play like Shantae did in The Pirate's Curse, using gadgets to get around. You can get Shantae half-genie Hero on PC, PS4, PS Vita, Xbox One, and Wii U. The last system listed being the one that you shouldn't buy for as it's a dead system now. It's $20 and you're getting a good value for your money. And while the Shantae series seems to have always been that niche type of franchise, I suggest that if you like platformers that have you exploring every nook and cranny, this will be well worth your time and money.